have to ask the question, was too much money left on the table? It's now trading at 109. Did the bankers get the price just too low here?
Well, thank you for having me. But look, nobody knows how some of these stocks will play out after the bell. So the important thing was for the IPO to be sold essentially the night before. And I think it was significantly oversubscribed, maybe 25 times oversubscribed. So the companies do get paid ahead of time, and that's all locked in. And after the bell rings, where the direction takes, obviously this much of an increase is a pleasant surprise to all of us involved, but that's kind of how it happened.
Let's go back a few years. Why did you first get into Circle?
Yeah, that's a great question. I remember, I think about 7 or 8 years ago, here not too far from these offices here, where our offices are actually, I attended a dinner with a number of people from the regulatory side, people from, I think, some crypto experts, even from the Federal Reserve. And during that dinner, anytime Circle's name came up, the sentiment was quite positive. So, obviously, cryptocurrency, blockchain, these subjects carry a certain nuance with them. But one of the things that we noticed was essentially Circle was sort of the grown-up in the room, and being on the positive side of regulatory things and compliance. Obviously, a U.S.-based company now. That was quite positive, but not to mention the technology that they're developing. Circle has some of the best blockchain cryptocurrency engineers in the world, along with some, maybe I have to mention Ripple as well, because we're a Ripple shareholder also. But these are best of the best engineers in the world working on amazing cutting-edge technology. And so the two things combined, along with, of course, we're a quant-driven firm, a number of other factors that we considered led us to that decision.
And now it feels as though that grown up in the room is bearing dividends when you're looking at the Genius Act coming into play, when you're thinking about finally some support for stable coins writ large when it comes from a government perspective. That must have helped the mood music for why you IPO now.
And that absolutely, you're right. And of course, all the positive signs that I mentioned before were really the writing on the wall. Now, of course, nobody knew how the numbers would exactly play out. And again, this is a pleasant surprise, and the stock's doing very well today.
This is a liquidity event for you? This is a great moment to celebrate a return for you and shareholders, or you keep holding?
We keep holding. We're a different firm. We participate both in the equity capital markets offerings as well as the private positions that we carry. And so we're holding on to both for now.